it goes. Well, no.
It does music.
There we go. I assumed that this was the civilized world, and fortunately nobody's watching. Oops. Well, we're broadcasting.
Well, we are somewhere in between Mobile and Birmingham. We're in Escambia County, Alabama, and apparently there's no internet here. We are back to the, I guess, 20th century. And, yeah.
Okay, we have a viewer.
We have a viewer, yay!
Hot Me Linda Paranormal Damon Broadcast. Hello, wonderful friends. How are you doing this fine day? We're doing well. And it looks like we've actually got a signal now. We're somewhere in Alabama. Karma Comment Chameleon is on. Hey, y'all.
Hey! We got international viewers. That's awesome.
Captain Morgan, no, Moron. Hello, y'all. Chris Henderson. So we're somewhere in the middle of Alabama. Actually, we're about a half an hour north of Mobile.
So we're like not even 1/3 of the way up Alabama.
Yeah.
Yet I see a huge like tower.
Some sort of water tower.
Apartments. No, to the left.
The other left?
Oh yeah, the right left. The incorrect left. Carrie's left.
Roadway Wiz is on from St. Louis.
Hey, Roadway Wiz.
Oh, Wind Creek Casino and Hotel. That must be what's up here.
Oh, there's a Hardee's, Popeye's Waffle House, McDonald's.
So we're 57 miles up I-65 from Mobile. 601 Travels is coming in from Purvis, Mississippi, which is about 70 miles west of where we are right now.
Like due west of us.
Yep.
And there's the Freeman water system and some other town's water system. I like the Freeman water system. It's for free women as well.
So this thing is once again not saying how many people we have here. We got Map Guy, Captain Moron from West Monroe, Louisiana.
I don't want to call you Captain Moron, but if
that's what it says, Captain Moron.
That's what you want me to say. Hello, Captain Moron. But we're on Heroes Highway, so I said hello, Captain Moron, right as we entered Heroes Highway. So maybe that's a connection.
So Chris Henderson and 601 Travels are asking where we're headed. We are headed tonight to somewhere in Chattanooga. All right, guys, we go through those valleys and we lose cellular reception. I didn't really consider that when we were planning this live stream. So anyway, we are going up to the Chattanooga area tonight, and we're going to be taking I-65 up to Birmingham, and then we got to get on the Birmingham Southern Loop, which is 459, because I-20 and 59 are closed through Birmingham. They've demolished a stretch of elevated interstate to replace it. So we won't be seeing any of that today.
And we were there?
Yeah, we drove through there in December when we went up to Nashville to meet up with Roadway Wiz, and
it was gone.
Since then, I think they shut it down. It's supposed to be open, I guess, in a year.
I don't see that.
Yep. questions to ask, this is the time to do it. We're going to be doing a few of these over the course of the next week traveling. We're going to be making some out of the car videos while we're up here.
And I've decided that I told Jason that I might make myself look like a not scarred and scary and frightening looking human being. I would maybe let him do a facial reveal. I'm still very self-conscious about business.
The chat, because that's where I'm watching. The chat is on my phone. And I know there's a way to pull it up on here. Oh, here we go. 601 Travels finally connecting all those new bridges and overpasses in Birmingham. And then somebody else, hang on, it went away for a second. Where on I-65 you're traveling? We're taking I-65 up to Birmingham and then cutting over on I-59 to Chattanooga tonight.
459.
Well, 459 to I-59 and then Chattanooga is where we're going, our final destination for tonight. And right now we're in a pretty hilly area too.
Yeah,
This is pretty much the first hills you hit coming off of the coastal plain of the Gulf of Mexico.
I apologize if we lose signal periodically.
Yeah, if we lose you, we'll be back in a minute. It just has to catch up.
Valley. And the valleys here are about the same elevation as where we live.
Yeah, we go up a few hundred feet and then we go back down to sea level.
Well, probably not even down that low. I mean, it's probably, 100 feet. Because if you look beyond these trees over here, there's like flat land. It's not as noticeable here, but I noticed it back there a lot of ways, and it was farmland. And so they might just have left these trees, and they got the eminent domain here.
Okay, Nancy Higgs says, I'm close to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where the Corvette plant is. We have not yet made it to Kentucky. I haven't been to Kentucky in 20 years.
I have been through there. I made a stupid decision. I used to live in Minneapolis, and my mom lived in Mississippi, and I decided, hey, I'm tired of driving the same route all the time. So we decided to take I-65 all the way home, because 65 terminates in Gary, Indiana. And we went right through Bowling Green, Kentucky. But it was probably about 3 in the morning, and it was really, it added about, I don't know, there was so much road construction. It was a Sunday night. There was road construction through Indiana that brought it down to 1 lane. There was road construction in Chicago that brought it down to 1 lane. And we got to Wisconsin sometime at about 6 or 7 a.m. But we were hallucinating. I thought I saw really large squirrels running across the road, and nobody else saw them. So we stopped and took a nap for about an hour, and then we drove into the Twin Cities during rush hour on a Monday morning, which wasn't good. So, but yeah, Kentucky is really pretty, and I really do hope we make it up there. Now, did they rebuild the Corvette Museum? They got that all fixed, right?
Yeah, that is the Corvette Museum that had the sinkhole that fell into where all the Corvettes fell into the sinkhole. watching the chat. And remember, we are on a slight delay. While we're waiting to see if Nancy's going to answer that.
Slight, because
While we're waiting to see if Nancy's going to answer that, I'm going to go to Karma Comment Chameleon. That is Canadian Rob up in Ontario, Canada. And he was asking to see the road cam setup, and this is it. It's recording right now. We will eventually be doing video of I-65. That is a circular polarizing filter on the front of it, and this is the black fleece dash cover that we made, which reduces the glare so you don't see the reflection of the windshield in the camera. That Carrie made, yes. And these are Berry Hill is with us from Laplace, Louisiana. So for anybody that doesn't know, and this is something that we kind of got into, there has been a proliferation of channels on YouTube that go on Reddit and read off funny posts or interesting posts and add commentary to it. And we've gotten into some of those channels. We watch before we go to bed at night, and Karma Comment Chameleon is one of these people. So check out his channel if you're interested in that.
And it's Karma
Comment Chameleon.
But I think, is it KC?
It's KCC, Karma Comment Chameleon, if you can't see the chat. Kind of like, not unlike the Boy George song from back in the 80s.
His accent is similar to mine was in 2007 when I moved here.
Yeah, I don't really hear much of an accent in Canadian Rob.
He says, what is it? Anything.
Yeah, that's
the big.
That's how we know he's Canadian.
Yep.
So Rob says that we tried to cover our dash, but it covered the daylight sensor and turned on the headlights. Well, that's okay. You can run with your headlights on. We got our headlights on right now. It's safer. But yeah, we don't have automatic headlights. This is a Civic. It's not that fancy. It doesn't even have an automatic transmission. So
and we won't buy one.
Yeah, well, we don't like automatic transmissions, but and Canadian Rob says, I don't know what you're talking about, eh?
Eh?
He doesn't actually talk like that. He's got the least of the up-talking accent.
I don't even think he says about.
No.
He says more about.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it.
Yep. But,
yeah, I was a teaching assistant my second year of UC University, College, and I had been living in the Deep South for a little over a year at this point, and it was the first day of class, and I asked all of the students, it's just the day that you hand out the syllabi and, express, see, I say a lot, and you guys, and I handed out the syllabi and told them what the expectations were and what percentage of their grade the quizzes made up in my part of the class. And I asked at the very end, does anybody have any questions before I let you go? And this little girl at the end raises her hand, and I said yes. And she said, what country are you from? And I was stunned. I didn't know what to say. I said, well, our way, it's almost Canada. I've been to Canada a couple times, but no. But Jason says we went to North Dakota for his first time in 2015, right after I had the accident. And he says that anytime I talk on the phone with my dad, that I will relearn that accent for a few hours after I get off the phone.
Yep, that's true.
I'll have,
and I think that's a natural thing. I mean, my father, who has lived in New Orleans since 1942, I think, will go out to the country to visit his people out in Cajun country, and he'll have a Cajun accent for a couple of days after he comes back before he loses it completely again.
Yeah, now he just talks like a New Orleans.
Yeah, he's been in New Orleans since he was about 6 years old. So our Berry Hill is asking what state we're in. We are in Alabama. We're in Baldwin County.
No, we're not. We're in Escambia County.
Oh, Escambia County. We're about 40 miles north of Mobile, heading towards Montgomery's going to be the next city we come to next.
No, Birmingham.
Oh, Montgomery's before Birmingham.
It is?
Yeah, Montgomery's only about 30 miles up the road from here. And then
I was not.
Birmingham is still quite a stretch after Montgomery.
Oh, we are about to enter
Conoco? Wait a minute. We have a viewer that has that in his name.
Conoco, K-O-N.
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but now that I see it, yeah, we have a regular viewer that comments a lot with that in his name. Are we going to see Rock City? No, we're not going to be in Chattanooga long enough to see Rock City, unfortunately.
We're going to try to go to...
We're going to try to go to Point Park up on top of Lookout Mountain.
Yeah.
It just depends on when we get to Chattanooga, and at the rate we're going, it's probably going to be after 7 o'clock. It's going to be near dark at that point, and tomorrow morning we're hitting the road again. Yeah, we had some trouble getting out the house this morning.
Right.
No, I mean, we would have liked to have at least gone to Point Park, because I know there's some viewpoints up there where you can see multiple states and that kind of thing. Not quite like Rock City, but it's free anyway. You know, I mean, it's something we could have just gone up there and seen and left, but I get the feeling we're not going to have too much daylight in Chattanooga. So otherwise, you know, I'd like to go see Ruby Falls again. Carrie's never seen that. She's never been to Rock City. Raccoon Mountain Caverns is really cool, and it's really right when you first get into Tennessee, and it's less of a
tourist trap.
Well, it's a tourist trap, but it's less modernized than Ruby Falls is. You know, they have some lights in there, but it's a little more primitive.
See, when I grew up, we didn't really travel, and we went to Mississippi a couple times, but my dad does not fly, and we're 95 miles from Montgomery.
Oh wow, we're a lot further than that.
Yeah. But if my dad never came on, I can't remember a trip that my dad came with us on. The only trip I know of that my dad went on was shortly after I was born, and it resulted in the birth of my sister. So I'm okay with him not traveling if that is the result. But I mean, I would like to come and see how it is down here, because to my knowledge, he has never been further south. He was a truck driver for a living. He repairs tractors and other heavy farm equipment, and now he does that as his business. And he just retired. But he owns his own business now, and I don't see him ever actually retiring. I don't think he knows. He's one of those people that I don't think he'd know what to do. He told me he'd like to go traveling, but I can't see my dad retiring. He's happiest when he's working. And some people are like that, and I can't imagine being If this could be my job, I would do it. And I was a city bus driver for over 10 years, and I loved that job. I felt like I was stealing money from the bus company every day.
So we have a U-Haul ahead, and they seem to be exceeding the 45-mile-an-hour speed limit
Yes.
on that trailer.
And I'm about to pass it, but I can't because there's a big truck right beside me. So I have to slow down.
He's going about 65.
Okay.
So 601 Travel says he has fond memories of the Rock City signs coming down 81 and into Tennessee, and will probably start seeing the Rock City and Ruby Falls advertisements. There's not nearly as many as there used to be, but they used to paint ads, and this dates back to the 1950s, I think. They used to paint advertisements onto the roofs of barns as you approached Chattanooga on most of the U.S. highways, and then later on the interstates. And there's not nearly as many. I don't think they have any active campaigns, but a lot of people will build a new barn and paint "See Rock City" on the top of it if it's visible from a highway. Just
Okay.
there's some barn ads up there. I didn't know that. I thought that was something that was unique to Rock City and Ruby Falls.
We have them all over, particularly in South Dakota, to go and see
Mount Rushmore.
not Mount Rushmore, no. It's on, they were on Interstate 90. It was the corn, the biggest corn museum.
Corn maze.
No, it wasn't a corn maze.
Just a corn museum.
It's like, it's the wall. Somebody please help.
Oh, the Wall Drug?
Yes, Wall Drug.
The Wall Drug Store. Yeah, the world's largest, or the nation's largest drugstore.
There, and it's not really a drugstore.
It's a tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap.
A souvenir shop.
It was really actually pretty cool.
They don't even have a pharmacist there?
Not that I recall. I actually didn't ask. But I mean, that was, that wasn't our destination. It was just, we wanted to go out there and see it. And we actually were going to Mount Rushmore. Oh goodness, another truck. I wonder if trucks have to have a slower speed limit than cars.
I haven't seen any signs.
I haven't seen any signs to
They're
that
probably just
effect.
trying to save gas.
Yeah.
Or they may just actually be going the speed limit.
Well, I'm barely going over 70, and people are blowing by me.
Yeah.
I'm going 70 to 73. I have the eco on, so it's not like, speeding to desperately get me back up to my cruise control that's set. It gradually brings me back. But no, Wall Drug is just a bunch of little stores and.
Oh, it's a bunch of little stores?
Yeah,
I thought it was just one.
No. It's a whole bunch. You gotta remember this was a long time ago, and unfortunately, I don't remember a lot from pre-2015. And if I recall, it was more like a strip mall than, it had a bunch of stores, and you could buy lots of souvenirs, and I found that to be more interesting than Mount Rushmore. You can't get very close to Mount Rushmore. U.S. highway that takes you within a few miles, and then you can pull into actual Mount Rushmore, which is an exit off this U.S. highway, and you can park, and then you have to walk a long ways to be able to get. Okay, well, we're gonna let no, I'm passing. This Mini Cooper coming up, I almost traded in my Saab convertible for it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, except because I don't think that I would have fared as well. I'm in a lot of car accidents, guys. They're not my fault. They just happen. And when you're a bus driver, people see through buses or something. I don't know. They don't see them. But yeah, I almost traded.
That's a Mini Cooper.
It's a Mini Cooper.
Oh, that's what
S.
you're talking about. Yeah.
It's even like the same year and color and everything. But the suspension was punishing.
Yeah, I can imagine. They sit so low.
And given,
They have low profile tires.
My back and everything. Oh, God, I died. But, and I still have a Saab convertible. And I love that car. That's my second love. Behind my, passenger.
And Ivan Hopper says hi. And 601 Travels is going for now, or he's probably already gone. Sorry if I missed you. How you doing, Ivan Hopper?
Hey, Ivan. We're in the middle of nowhere, between
Mobile and Montgomery,
Alabama. And it's kind of, you'll see a few trees that still have or are starting to bloom the magnolias, and they're really pretty. Depending on what particular strain of magnolia it is, they bloom at different times of the year, but they're really pretty.
Oh, we got construction coming up.
Lanes shift ahead. Everybody must stop.
You said everybody must stop?
No,
Oh.
but that's what people are gonna do.
Yeah.
And now here comes a Mercedes-Benz. It's going like 150. Crawling up my butt and it hurts. Hope that doesn't get us demonetized. I'm sorry. It's crawling up the back of the car. So
Louisiana plates, I think.
what's everybody gonna be doing for the weekend? Anything exciting? Anybody going?
Yeah, for those of you in Canada, it's Memorial Day weekend here, so it's a 3-day weekend. I just decided to take today off of work, so
There's some.
I'm sure everybody that has that 3-day weekend has something planned.
And Canadian Rob, do you guys have anything similar, like a Remembrance Day or something?
Yeah, what do y'all have that's Memorial Day is to honor the deceased veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. And then later on in the year we have Veterans Day, which honors the living members of the U.S. Armed Forces.
And it also kind of honors the ones that are deceased.
Well, no, that's specifically what Memorial Day is. It's for those who died in service.
I have to buy my brother another
Evergreen
gift.
city limit.
Oh, and gas is much higher here.
Yeah, we filled up with gas in Gulfport, Mississippi, and we paid $2.29 per gallon. Canadian Jen is with us. That's Canadian Rob's wife.
Hey, Canadian Jen. Or just Jen. Oh, they have a stop sign.
Oh, wow. Get out of this lane
That's
if you can.
insane. Oh, my, he didn't stop. But...
Well, he took his chance. Murder Creek.
Yeah.
So Rob says wedding Saturday and driving with the new cam Sunday. Rob went out and bought well, he went on Amazon, I think he said, and bought a GoPro Hero 7 last night.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
He's going to try to do some road videos.
Cool, I can't wait to see him.
Yep. And the 7 stabilizes so much better than the 5. The 5 works fine if it's mounted to the windshield, but try walking with it, and it's like lurches carrying a camera around. Every step you take, the camera jerks. And with the 7, it's almost like having a gimbal.
Yeah, so we use my phone for anything that requires actually holding a phone.
Yeah, well, we have the phone right now. I'm using Carrie's iPhone X or 10 with the DJI gimbal for stabilization. My iPhone 8 Plus is too heavy.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason that we got the iPhone 8 Plus, because it had the 2 separate lenses.
Right.
Which enabled, the zooming and everything. It's the same lens basically as the iPhone X.
Yeah, the 8 Plus and the X have the same camera.
But and they're very close to the same size. If you put them, if you hold them next to each other, it's probably an inch maybe.
Yeah, but that inch is enough to throw the weight off on the gimbal.
And it's quite a bit heavier. And I'm already asking, can I get an iPhone? Can I get an Apple Watch, please? Because my Swatch, I love my Swatch, but the silicone band gives me a rash on my arm. And I promise that I'll take good care of it.
I have to get a GoPro 7 first.
Okay. But your birthday comes after mine.
Well, that's true.
So maybe I'll have to give you
I had something that I wanted to say. I don't know whether it was something I saw as we were driving. Lots of religious advertisements along this highway.
Yeah.
Johnny Oofnack is with us. Just stopped to say hi between customers.
Johnny. Yeah,
And if you want to, Canadian Rob, if you want to see an example of what the GoPro Hero 7 does, go to Johnny Oofnack's channel. And OUFNAC. He's in chat right now. So, yeah, he's the one that I know that has the GoPro 7, and he did some cruise video. So check it out.
And
you'll be able to see how well it stabilizes.
Awesome video. And it will make...
Johnny, Canadian Rob, who is Karma Comment Chameleon, bought an iPhone 7 last night.
No, a GoPro 7.
I mean, a GoPro 7 last night at my recommendation after having seen your videos. So,
and
up a megabus.
Yeah, Johnny went on a cruise.
Yeah, Johnny gets to go on cruises. We go on road trips.
Yep. Explain the megabus to those who don't
If anybody doesn't know what a megabus is, it's a cross-country competitor to Greyhound that you can get tickets for like $3.
I don't recommend.
It's very, it's
Sketchy.
It's sketchy. It's
at best.
it's probably similar to riding in the cattle car of a train. It's absolute no frills.
Or if any
Kind of
of
like
you,
flying Southwest. Well, no,
have you
really,
heard
kind of like flying
Wow
Spirit Airlines or Frontier
Wow
Airlines.
Airlines,
Wow
the
Airlines, yeah.
one that recently went under, that was trying to compete with Iceland Air. And they just will drop you off at some place.
When Megabus comes to New Orleans, they drop you off on the corner of Elysian Fields and Rampart, which is, there's nothing there except for a little convenience store that I don't think is even open in the middle of the night, and they tend to drop people off at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they have to sit on that corner and for a couple of hours to wait for their connecting bus, and it's not the greatest neighborhood to be in. You know, to be sitting on a corner with all your luggage, waiting for a bus in the middle.
Before I knew better, I had a friend that lived there in that area, and he, you know, we'd go out to dinner and watch movies and everything, and he would always follow me to make sure that I got on the freeway safely, and I never knew why. And I just thought it was just a nice gesture, and he knew that I didn't know my way around. I didn't know it was because, you know, it was a very unsafe area, and a single woman who is driving a car that, I mean, had North Dakota license plates on it at that time, was just like driving a neon orange car that said "victim" or "rob me," and
carjack me.
Yeah, carjack me. You know, here's my Oldsmobile Arrow that when somebody rear-ended me on the twin spans, which is that's what we call the I-10 bridge, and this was before it was completely repaired after Hurricane Katrina, and the traffic was of course stopped, and I was sitting there looking in my rearview mirror, and I see this guy talking on his phone, coming at me, a cell tower, sweet, coming at me full speed, and really, you don't have any way to notify people from behind that they need to stop. You know, you have your brake lights. All three of mine worked. You know, and I stomped on my brake a couple times, and then I stepped on my brake. I think it's almost as if the lights will become brighter if you like push.
Stand on the brake.
Yeah, like you push on the brake pedal so hard that the brake pedal will break off. That'd be a good like spelling test for kids. If you push on the brake pedal so hard that it would break off. And I watched him. He didn't see me until about probably literally 5 seconds before he plowed into me, and this was a freeway. Luckily, it was under construction, so the speed limit was 50. I doubt that I know I didn't go 50 on it. But all I remember was looking at the truck in front of me and seeing that he had a Maine license, M-A-I-N-E, that Maine. Don't know why he was here. License plate, and he had one of those hitches on the back of his trailer, on the back of his truck, that you can pull out, and it will be all three of the different balls.
How did you see that?
Because I was sitting there behind him. I was stopped.
Oh, the guy in front of you. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
And all I could see was that. And luckily, he must have had space ahead of him, and he was paying attention to what was going on behind him, he moved ahead as far as he could in order to avoid this guy from behind causing my car to plow into his. And so my car didn't get any damage in the front end, thank God. But of course the rear end was bad, and we were right at the end of the bridge, so I could still drive my car, and the bumper was pressed against the rear tires.
Oh God.
And I pulled over. We were in the left lane, and I pulled over into the center because there was actually a little bit of shoulder at that spot in the center. So we pulled over in the center and called 911, and the police came, and they towed my tow truck to the nearest body shop.
Towed your tow truck?
They towed my Oldsmobile Alero, which was a 98 with 146,000 trouble-free miles, and I had to give it up eventually, and then I had to drive my sister's ex-boyfriend's car, which I didn't like, and that was the story of the Alero.
So let's see, we got some comments. Ivan is commenting that the highway is very straight. Yes, this highway runs almost straight from Mobile, Alabama to Montgomery before it makes a curve to the left a little bit.
But then it kind of goes back right.
And the Canadian Wolf read, just finishing up dinner, we'll be back when we get home, if you're still alive, that is. That's one of Rob's friends, and he has also started a Reddit reading channel.
What is it?
The Canadian Wolf Read It, READ-IT. Yep.
That's creative. I like that. Make sure to subscribe to it when these are boring, but this road is boring.
Well, it says we got 3 people watching, but I'm one of them, so. But yeah, this road is pretty unexciting. And what we're probably going to do after we end this live stream, tomorrow we will be in the mountains, and it will be much more exciting than this.
It's a lot more scenic.
Because this is a pretty boring highway, being that it's straight and there's just a few little dips and hills.
But it doesn't look like it, but we are actually slowly gaining elevation as we travel north, because when we started to come north, we were very close to sea level.
Yep. And Rob says keeps buffering out. That's because we are in the middle of nowhere.
There aren't any cities.
In these valleys, even though we have seen cell towers along here, when you get into these valleys, that's when it's going to buffer. I haven't been watching this.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully the audio levels are good. And if anybody really wants to see this later, the iOS version of YouTube will actually upload a 720p version of this video after we end the stream, and that'll get rid of all the buffers. I can't imagine why anybody would want to watch us not live, but people do. And Rob says everything is great except the buffering.
Well, thank you, Rob.
And hopefully tomorrow, being that we're going to be in the mountains, hopefully we'll be able to live stream. I don't know how bad the cellular signal is going to be up there. Hank Williams Museum?
Yeah, it's at this exit.
Yeah, and is this the town that Hank Williams is from? Is that what it was? I remember we looked this up one time before when we drove through here. Hank Williams Memorial Lost Highway.
Oh, wow. I was not aware of that.
And we got Kerwin Jones with us.
Hey, Kerwin.
And I can't read.
Okay,
Okay, there we go.
lose you.
Beautiful sky, another beautiful day for yet another live stream on I-69. This is I-65 though. I didn't put I-69, did I? Nope, I-65. You must have typoed that.
We have not been on 65 yet, or 69 yet, but we're so near.
Well, we did drive part of 69, but I don't know if we did a video of it. No, in Mississippi.
Oh, that's right.
It's a very disconnected portion of I-69.
It's the part by Tunica, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere, but
yeah.
One day they claim it will connect with the rest of I-69.
I don't see how.
I don't think we'll ever see it in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And all right, guys, just finished. All right, guys, just finished barbecuing chicken. Time to enjoy the spoils of my labor. Drive safe and talk on Discord later. Yep, we will see you later on. Thanks for joining us, Rob. And Jan, if you're still with us.
And enjoy your food.
Yeah, enjoy your barbecue.
And I'm glad that you made it through your winter, okay? I remember those glee-filled days of winter being over.
All right, guys, well, I think we're going to wrap up the stream here. We've been going 50 minutes, and my arm is getting tired of holding this camera up.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back. We actually have a video coming up in 40 minutes, one of our regularly scheduled videos, and we will be back on live at some point tomorrow. I don't know how far ahead I'll be able to schedule it, but you know, we're going to try to be on live tomorrow. So,
and if we see something cool, we will just make a video and just put it up. It might not be live.
Yeah, we will have out of the car videos this weekend. So
I mean, because that's the plan, is to have, you know, more out of the car videos, more interesting content than just a road ahead of us.
So that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next 504 road trip.